Hola everyone, welcome to Open. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche every Friday. Here's what's coming up in today's show. First up, FND Warriors exhibition printmaker, photographer, and filmmaker Marisol Diaz Gordon joins us with Associate Professor of Neurology at Montefiore Einstein Dr. Jonathan Gursky. Next up, Creative Director of Black Smoke, Javier Valencia, designer in residence of the SoHarlem Collective, will be sharing some of his creations with an in-studio mini fashion show. And finally, today's Open Artist Spotlight shines on international spoken word artist, author, and teacher Jrose, who's closing out the show with a performance of her poem, Masterpiece. So sit back y prepárate. All this and more is headed your way, because now we are officially open. Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. I'm Rhina Valentin, your host of Café con Leche. For the next hour, inviting you to get social with us online, that is. Follow us on Instagram at Bronxnet TV or like us on Facebook at Open Bronxnet Television. And of course, while you're there, don't forget to follow moi on FB, Instagram, Insta Stories, Threads, and LinkedIn at Rhina Valentin. Our first guests are bringing attention to a condition known as functional neurological disorder, or FND. It is estimated that approximately 250,000 to 300,000 people living in the U.S. alone have functional neurological disorder. Now, these individuals are bringing attention by partnering up for an art exhibition and talk called FND Warriors as part of the Fine Art Collection at Montefiore Einstein. And we're going to take a look at FND Warriors exhibition with Bronxnet reporter Nova.
Functional neurological disorder, or FND, is not that known in the medical community or in general. The condition affects how brain networks communicate, which can affect the way a person moves, speaks, walks, or thinks. Symptoms may include paralysis, functional seizures, memory issues, and extra movements. Marisol Diaz Gordon, who is an artist diagnosed with FND, created an informative exhibit called FND Warriors to bring awareness and express her experience with the condition.
For this particular show, I was really appalled that not too many people knew about FND, specifically doctors. If you went to an emergency room and you had these symptoms, they may not understand what it is that you're going through. The show for me was a way to communicate with others in the best way that I know how to, which is using my art. Printmaking, video, photography, and incorporating testimonials from other people who have FND. So this is not just about me and my situation, but about others as well.
It's really important that we raise awareness of a disorder like functional neurological disorder, which is a really common neurologic disorder, but is unfortunately really just not well known in the general public. You might know someone in your family or in your life, a loved one or a friend who's suffering from, and it's important to them that you know what they're going through and how to help them.
Event goers learned about FND symptoms and how they can help someone who's dealing with the condition.
Just as someone trying to make sure some of my community members know about certain symptoms, it was an interest of me, but I really wanted to hear about how a talented artist was using this to sort of promote community health. So that's why I came out.
I had no idea what actually FND is, and I had no idea that she was going through this process. So I'm thankful that she's telling us all about it, because I think it's important to let people know how this disorder affects the body and the mind, and I think the best way is through art.
Today's event brought awareness about FND and what it is to the community. Reporting for Bronxnet, I'm Nova.
Thank you, Nova. And while FND Warriors exhibition and talk may be over, here to continue their mission on raising awareness about FND, we welcome printmaker, photographer, and filmmaker Marisol Diaz Gordon, an associate professor of neurology, at Montefiore Einstein Dr. Jonathan Gursky. Hello and welcome.
Hi.
And thank you for bringing it here. Well, we got a little taste of what this conversation was about. I would like for you, Dr. Gursky, to just elaborate a little further about this condition, because quite frankly speaking, I'm unfamiliar with it as well.
Well, thank you, Rhina, for inviting us. It's a real pleasure to be here. FND, or functional neurologic disorder, it really should be known. It's really common, and it's, really the reason we're here is to shine a light on this disorder. It's a disorder that produces a whole slew of neurological symptoms, anything from seizures to weakness that can look like you're having a stroke, difficulty with speech or memory. And the hallmark of the disorder is that your actual brain, your nervous system, is intact, but the networks in your brain aren't speaking to each other appropriately.
Yeah, I saw a video that referenced it almost like a glitch, right? Like a glitch in the hard drive.
Exactly. If you make an analogy to a computer, like as if your brain is a big organic computer, it's like the hardware is totally fine. It isn't damaged, but the software is glitching.
Right, and in some cases, rendering.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah. Kind of like the little scroll wheel is going around and around, and you're kind of frozen.
Yeah, it's just so that our viewers can have a visual, right? Because I think we live in a visual society. And then Marisol, my dear Marisol, my friend who we've had on the show on numerous occasions for different projects. And I have to say, when I learned that you even had this condition, I was in shock, because I guess that's why they call it functional, right? Because you've been managing it without us having a clue. Now, when I read all of your symptoms, which if you don't mind sharing with our viewers, I was like, that's a lot.
Yeah, it's a lot. I mean, the good thing is that, first of all, thank you, because this is dear to me. It's dear to Dr. Gursky. And more people should understand this. The symptoms are a lot. I mean, you can have migraines, and I've been a migraine sufferer for 20 years. Paralysis, contractions of the hand. I remember I'm watching a Disney show with my husband. I'm sitting down very relaxed, because Disney is relaxing, and I felt as if my spirit went down an elevator shaft. So there was a complete disconnection between my body and who I am. And that was frightening, because in my conscious mind, I thought to myself, why am I falling and I'm sitting down? So it was a complete disconnection. Other times I have felt my legs completely disappear. Even though I can see them, I can't move them. I'm moving my hands talking to you. I would not be able to move my hands in this fashion if I'm having some sort of a seizure. Another thing is contractions of the hands, and they go inward, the feet go inward as well. There's no way to undo them. It just has to go through the process, right? Or tapping, sometimes striking myself, because there's tapping, but the tapping can happen anywhere. So what I tell people is, just leave me alone, let me be, unless I'm actually hurting myself. If you see that I'm falling, just, guide me down. Don't try and lift me up, because I'm going to be too much of a dead weight, right?
So how long have you been dealing with this that I'm unaware of? It's
kind of hard to tell, because when I've gone to doctors about these odd conditions, they usually tell me, oh, it's okay, it's anxiety. I've gone to the ER, I'm not going to mention what hospital, and I'm in a panic because I'm having these issues and no one's listening. And I was told, oh, it's anxiety, you're having an anxiety attack, or maybe you have MS. So I leave the emergency room feeling either I'm crazy, which the doctor doesn't like using that term, or I have MS. And that went unresolved for years and years and years and years.
So how did you partner up with Montefiore? And then I want to ask you some clinical questions regarding this condition, because she doesn't want to answer how long she's been dealing with it. Right? And I asked that question, she went right around it, and that's okay, I'll respect. But it's called functional for a reason. So in knowing somebody who has this, how is it managed, and how are you able to diagnose it?
So a lot of people go misdiagnosed or undiagnosed for many, many years. And part of diagnosing functional neurologic disorder is that the symptoms can be very similar to other neurologic diseases. So it can be, at first, difficult to diagnose. The hallmark is, of course, that we find that a lot of your tests come back, or maybe all of your tests come back negative or normal. And so it takes a little bit of skill in understanding the clinical history, clinical exam. So a neurologist really has to be experienced in seeing this disorder before and diagnosing it. And then sometimes you might not realize you're getting diagnosed with this disorder because it's gone by many different names over the years.
Right, I understand it's existed for a very long time.
It's existed for hundreds, if not thousands of years. It's existed for as long as humanity has existed. We've known about it since the ancient Greeks, the ancient Egyptians, if not longer.
And so now, you did this exhibition to bring light to the matter, to actually bring the conversation into the forefront from an artistic perspective. I know we have some of the work, I know we showed some in the video, but I want to talk about what your process was therapeutically, using your artistry, and then, of course, now passing it forward to share it with the community.
So my own neurologist, and just to be open about this, I was finally diagnosed a year and a half ago, but I had been going through FND for possibly 7 years. And
well, thank you for sharing that. I was teasing you, you know.
No, but the thing is, it's kind of hard to gauge.
I got you.
Because it does go away and come back. So what I noticed, I went into a graduate program here in arts. And for the first 2 years of that, I had FND, and I managed it. The last year, it disappeared. I completely forgot I had FND. 4.0, grad student, MFA, printmaking. Finished my project. I relaxed, and FND came back.
Fascinating. So it isn't even something that comes on due to stress.
No.
Wow.
So one of the things that my doctor mentioned to me, and in analyzing my history and how I process things, says, you know, you should continue doing your artwork, because that's actually assisting you. It's helping you. So after hearing that, I just went straight to my studio and started planning out what can I do. And the connection with Montefiore is that I was supposed to have an exhibition with them anyway. I just switched the exhibition to FND because I felt that that was more valid and important for our community to understand.
So I want to share some of the images with our viewers so that we can talk a little bit about why you chose this, because there's a story behind the way you curated it, right? So right now we're looking at what people would experience, I guess, stepping into the exhibition, right?
Yes.
And then next we have that's I guess you speaking, right? The Dr. Gursky speaking. Is that you speaking? I mean, obviously we can't play the video right now, but is that you sharing some knowledge behind?
Yeah, Marisol had a really thoughtful interview with me, you know, talking about my experience, getting interested in and learning about and treating patients with FND.
And then this image of these individuals.
So the way the exhibition is laid out in a historical fashion, so that people can see Egyptian time. Even Taino's time, that there was someone that dealt with
Is that what we're looking at now?
And that's what you're looking at. And Freud and Hippocrates, they all had an idea of what this thing is. So I wanted to go back to the history of it. And then the other side was a side of me looking up, trying to find answers, and then having an avatar. the next side is, how do I cope with this? So one of the coping mechanisms, oddly enough, is to stick my hand in ice. It just does something to the nervous system that resets it. And it's a way in which I can recoup myself and the connection to my mind, body, and spirit faster than if I just sat there on the sofa and let it pass. And sometimes I have to do that, because anytime I have a flare-up, if I want to call it a flare-up, I'm losing time. And I lose time 2 to 3 times a day.
With this,
Yes.
okay, so it's a little more consistent than it was before, is what you're saying?
Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for sharing that. And thank you for sharing your beautiful artwork that we just experienced. Right. And I really appreciate the fact that you're finding a way to process and also release, right?
Yes.
Because it's a sense of releasing.
Yes.
And then there's the informing and educating individuals about this functional condition, which just the term functional is like, it sounds extreme to me, and to hear that it's functional. Is it curable?
Well, define curable. So the funny thing about the word functional neurologic disorder is I've had a lot of people say to me, functional, what do you mean functional? It's dysfunctional. Nothing about it is functional. But curative, there's no known cure, in the sense that some people can get treatment and get completely better and it goes away and never comes back. I guess you might call that a cure. And for other people, the symptoms improve, they learn to manage them, and their life can move on, and it doesn't have to be so disabling. And then for other people, despite all of the best treatments, it continues to really take front stage in their life and be really disabling. So for all different sorts of people, it can really be a very different experience.
Do you know where it comes from?
So yes and no. We know that there are risk factors for why people might be more likely to develop FND. We know that for a lot of people with FND, it can be triggered by trauma in life, be that psychological trauma, physical trauma, history of sexual trauma, what have you. But not everyone. So there are many, many people with FND who have absolutely no identifiable cause for why this happened to them. And that could be very frustrating. There's no biological cause, no genetic cause that we know of.
Got it.
But there are biological things happening inside your body when this is happening to you.
Got it. Yeah, no, this is important that we have these conversations, right? Because I think we're all dealing with collective trauma in this particular time.
Yes.
For sure.
Yes.
And the fact that we're talking about something that has all of these diagnoses that fall under it, right? When I read them, I can't find them right now, but it was a lot. And some of them seem really minor, right? You said a migraine, but yeah, and this is not to, make people paranoid or anything like that. It's just a matter of being informed and understanding that there's an outlet or there's a way to handle and deal with something, but the only way you're going to know what it is to have it diagnosed. And it also starts with the professionals even understanding the diagnosis from what you shared.
Oh, and it's not just my story. Anyone with FND that's been confirmed to have FND will have similar stories of, I can't remember exactly when it started, because I've been going to the doctors for so long and they've been saying it's this or it's that, and finally there's a name for it. And it's not, I'm being paranoid, or I have depression, or I have anxiety. Those might be true for some people, but it's not the case for everybody.
Right, and of course, there's the additional symptoms that you shared. That for me, I don't know, that's a lot to deal with and carry and manage. So where do you see us going from here, especially bringing it here on air and sharing it with our viewers? What do you hope to leave everyone with as a message?
That it's not their fault if they have FND. If they're feeling that they're losing strength in their bodies, that they're not connecting with their bodies, it's not their fault. And they have to find a professional that can listen to them.
And Dr. Gursky?
I would absolutely agree, and I think that whatever your prior experience was in the past with FND, that there's a brighter future. You can find a healthcare provider who's experienced, who can help you. You can certainly get better in one way or another, and the future of FND care is really, really bright. We've come a long way, and we're advancing the field quite significantly.
And community? Is there a community around this?
Absolutely. One of my support systems, believe it or not, it's on Facebook. If you just type in FND Hope, you can get a community there, or if you just type in FND, you're going to wind up seeing all these people and all these groups from different parts of the world. I communicate a lot with the UK quite a bit, hearing their stories and testimonials. So you're not alone.
Beautiful. Thank you. Thank you for bringing it here to us. Everyone, Marisol Diaz Gordon and Dr. Jonathan Gursky. Once again, we were talking about everything FND, and if you're interested in more information about Marisol's work, you can follow her on IG at Marisol Diaz Art. And for more information on the FND Warriors exhibition, you can go to Instagram at FND Exhibition, and then of course on Facebook, which Marisol just shared with us. All right, stay tuned. There's more open when we return. Okay.
Leaders. We learned that everything starts with ourselves, then we have to educate ourselves, then we have to build community and use our imagination.
There's a new channel to explore, and it's bringing the classics back to life. During the day, relive the Bronxnet originals that sparked conversations and built community. At night, dive into the hip-hop throwbacks that defined the generation. One destination, two powerful lineups. Now playing on Optimum Channel 952, Fios 2138, and streaming at bronxnet.tv. BX Legacy, where history meets the moment.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to Open. So from humble roots in Ecuador to immigrating to East Harlem, my next guest started his career working with the late Fabrice Simone, Eva Chun, and Koos van den Akker. Under their tutelage, he mastered his craft while immersing himself in color, print, and textile. He has been said to possess the hands of a pattern maker who understands that a garment begins with the space between body and cloths. And for him, couture is not merely clothing, but a conversation between maker and wearer, an alchemy of vision and craft. As designer in residence at SoHarlem, he mentors the next generation of makers, passing not only his skills, but his philosophy that fashion is democracy's art form. As creative director of Black Smoke, he continues to push boundaries and refine his artistry. Everyone, please welcome designer in residence at SoHarlem and Black Smoke creative director, Javier Valencia. Hello and welcome. We get an aplauso from our audience. Welcome.
Thank you so much.
Javier.
Thank you for having me.
We're excited to have you, and thank you for making the time. I dropped these names in your introduction, and it isn't exactly my world, but I would love for you in as a succinct manner as you can, as succinct as you can. Just walk us through what that journey was like to get to where you are now.
Well, I mean, the journey, my parents instilled in me hard work and just keep at it, you know? And I believe in when you do that, things unfold. You know, you do the hard work, you stay the grind, you know, you practice your craft, you know? And when you're ready, doors open, you know? And that's been like my journey so far. I've been blessed with that, just that mindset, you know, of keep at it, keep working on your craft, you know, and when the universe says you're ready, it is there for you.
It opens.
But you have to stay open. You
Right.
have to stay open and open to the possibilities, you know. There's going to be good and there's going to be bad. It all comes together, you know, and you grow from that.
And then there's the understanding the messaging, right?
Mm-hmm.
And, you know, not to mention he just dropped the word open a couple of times. Because that's what we're about, right? Remaining open.
And receptive. Yeah.
Right, no,
Yeah.
but really what I'm alluding to is the fact that in mentioning these names and not really identifying like what role they played in your development and how you went into this, I guess what we would consider mainstream arena and still participate in that mainstream arena, yet you still are in East Harlem. Well, your actual residency.
Yeah.
Your fashion residency is in Harlem. However, the idea is that you're passing it forward and you're bringing it back to your community. Yes,
Absolutely. You know, absolutely. I mean, when my parents arrived here in 1970, we settled in East Harlem. And that was our base because our family, my great aunt came and she made a base for everybody, you know. Then from there, you know, I went to school on the Upper East Side, you know, luckily enough. I won a scholarship to go to school there for high school. So I was in between both worlds.
Right.
You know, but still staying receptive to where I came from, you know, like honoring, you know, my parents' traditions and all that stuff. But also, I knew that there's another world outside of the hood.
Right.
You know, that is there for you if you're receptive. You know, if you come like, this is what I am and these are my talents, people will adhere to that, yeah?
Yeah, right. They embrace it.
They embrace
right?
it,
Because you're
yeah.
coming from an authentic place,
Exactly,
right?
exactly.
And pretty much this is what fuels you and this is what you represent.
Yeah.
Right? And then, of course, there's living in that world or dealing in that world, I should say, and understanding that you don't really have to change who you are.
No, you don't.
To be there,
Mm-hmm.
right? Whereas some people think that, oh, you know, am I even worthy of being in that world? When in fact, it's a matter of like taking what you are, who you are, what you represent, and creating a world within that world.
Yeah, no, you're worthy because the universe put you there.
Right.
You know, so why not take that worth and make it even better, and for others as well.
And the reason I choose the word worth is because for some people, it means they're worth something when they're in those environments, when in fact, you're in those environments, but yet you're bringing it back and you're showing that worth doesn't really rely on that validity.
No, it doesn't.
That's the part.
That's the part, absolutely.
And so in your journey, what did it take for you to do that, to go, okay, this is really where the value lies?
The value lies for me is just like now at this point in my life, just everything that I've learned, just sharing it with everybody else who wants to learn, you know. My viewpoint is not like 100%, you know, is not, you know, the Bible or anything like that, you know. It's not set, you know, everybody has their own journey, but what I could offer, you know, through my techniques, you know, my vision, you know, of aesthetics to help a younger generation, you know, that's now what's important to me. And I'm passing along that worth.
Right, along with the philosophy. Now, before we run out of time, we got to share your work as creative director of Black Smoke, even though we're going to have models on set. But I know we have some images. I want to show them the difference between you serving as a creative director of Black Smoke versus your couture. So if we could just show those images before we run out of time so that Javier can give us a little breakdown. Yes. So this is the Black Smoke collection, right?
This is our Black Smoke collection from, it's called Shukrani, which means gratitude in Swahili. And this was from our last collection that we had launched here in Barcelona and Brooklyn. So we're on our third phase now.
And now we're ready
this is my couture. This is all made to measure, one-on-one. People call me, I need A, B, C, and D, and I provide them with that and a little bit more.
Okay, and then this is fringes.
Yeah, this is all beaded fringes, new beaded fringes. This is a beautiful tapestry, orchids, you know, it's a day coat. This is another A-line coat with beautiful embellishments on it. And this is the crane dress, black taffeta. This is all kimono. I took apart and made it for my client.
Very nice.
Yeah, that looks going to look great on you.
Oh, it's going to look great on me. Oh my God. He's already sending me love notes. I'm like, yay. I'm excited about that. Now, before we go, what are we going to be experiencing today on set?
Well, I have 4 beautiful models. One is my husband, Carlos Nazario, who I collaborate with on. He has beautiful artwork that we use as prints, and a lot of my inspiration comes from his artwork. So we have some new items that I kind of whipped up for the segment.
And also, is this a sneak peek of what's coming up in New York Fashion Week?
Yeah.
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 All right.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, we thank you for giving us a little bit of your background and for bringing your artistry here on set. And you guys, you can't go anywhere because we're going to have a fashion show when we return that you don't want to miss. Welcome back to Open. Bueno, now, ladies and gentlemen, with New York Fashion Week right around the corner, we're going to take a sneak peek at some of Javier Valencia's collection. First we have
Val. So she is in a cocktail dress, 2 different opposing laces. One is black and white, kind of like a graffiti magic marker print. And then she has a capelet that goes with it. And she could you could take it off, and you could wear the capelet with or without the dress, with jeans as well, you know. And
I love that.
yeah, it's. I like to use different fabrics that don't go together, but at the end they come together, you know. Like in life, things don't go together all the time, but you kind of make it work, right? You have to make it work
I'm a
sometimes.
juxtaposed queen.
Yeah,
I'm a juxtaposed
exactly.
queen.
Yeah.
Yes, I love it. She looks fabulous.
And yeah.
With and without the sleeves.
The sleeve, exactly.
Yes, nice. And next we have?
And next we have Carrie. She has a gold foil, how can I say, it's like a needlework on this blouson, and a pencil skirt fitted to her body, you know, and I believe in all sizes.
Yes.
From the smallest to, we call it extra sexy, right?
Extra sexy, me encanta. I love that language.
So she's shimmering in this gold ensemble, you know, with a hood.
Oh my gosh, let's see that. I love hoodies on elegant wear. Yes.
Yeah, it has a sportswear feeling, but with an evening fabric, and once again, the juxtaposition
Yeah.
of a day, you know, aesthetic, you know, with an evening fabric, you know, why not?
Yeah, with some shimmer in the back.
Yeah, exactly.
It looks very comfortable. Yes, I'm loving on this.
And she's the goddess in this.
Yeah, absolutely, I agree. Thank you so much, Goddess. And next we have?
Next we have Vilmar. So Vilmar is wearing the Eyes bomber, made from water repellent fabric. And this is the artwork of my husband, Carlos Nazario. One of my inspirations is this piece. It's just so insightful, right?
Yes.
Yeah, you know, the piece has to do with mental health. You know, sometimes you wake up on a good day, sometimes you're not, you know, but you make it through.
You know
have to
what's
make it
beautiful
through.
about this piece? As I'm watching the way he just put the hoodie on and took it off, it's like walking around wearing abstract art that has a message though. It
has a message.
Right? Because I hope the cameras are capturing the eyes themselves. They can either represent people, or they can represent animals, or they can represent thoughts, and yeah, it's like you said, insightful.
Insightful, it is. It is.
Nice. All right. And next we have?
And next we have the artist himself, my husband, Carlos Nazario. Well, he's right now modeling a orange boucle jacket that is lined in neoprene. It's like a scuba fabric, so it has a bounce to it. And there's an emerald mechanics jumpsuit made out of wool as well. So we have, once again, juxtaposition of color. And he's showing off his body.
We don't mind at all, but I love that he's showing it's a jumpsuit.
Yeah, and then the inside is piped in green, so kind of matches his jumpsuit.
Oh, nice.
I like those little hidden, you know, secrets.
I love that. And then he's wearing penny loafers, which, you know, bringing the penny loafers back.
Yeah, exactly.
I love, very comfortable, very vibrant, actually very autumn.
Very autumn, exactly, yeah. And once again, you know, there's a lightness to it. It's nothing heavy. It's definitely warm, the jacket, you know. So I like to think about, you know, why make things that don't work?
Right, and,
You know?
and also comfortable. I
Yeah,
noticed that
comfortable.
you consider
Yeah.
that in the way
I
you
consider
design.
that, yeah.
All right, well, thank you. And this is, once again, it's just a sneak peek
Yes.
of your collection that's going to be presented at New York Fashion
Right.
Week. Oh, look at this, lovely. Javier Valencia collection, everyone.
And
We've
all
got-
of these pieces I do at SoHarlem. You know, this is where all the magic happens. You know, I mentor at SoHarlem, and I cut and sew there, and there we go.
And so, yeah, but just share a little bit more about SoHarlem so that they understand, like, yes, it's your home, it's where you design all of this, but it's also an incubator for
It's
upcoming
incubator.
fashion designers
Absolutely.
as well.
Yeah, so SoHarlem, you know, gave me a home when I was deciding whether or not to really trust myself and my talents. You know, I went into business there, and they're still incubating my business, you know. So it's definitely an amazing place that gave me this platform, you know, where I could feel more confident about my talents. And right now I'm mentoring students young designers who they have great ideas, but they might not necessarily not have the technique. So it's an amazing place in the Manhattanville district. So check us out.
Yeah, and check you out, right? Because there's more to Javier Valencia's designs, and we are so grateful for you bringing it to us here in studio right before New York Fashion Week. And once again, thank you, Javier Valencia and Models. And if you're interested in learning more about Javier's designs, you can follow him on Instagram and Facebook at Javier Valencia Designs, or you can go to his website, javiervalenciadesigns.com. And as we were discussing, SoHarlem, the incubator, where he's also a fashion in residence or fashion designer in residence, you can visit SoHarlem.org. All right. That concludes our mini fashion show, or as we were calling it, our open fashion show. All right. Stay tuned. There's more open when we return.
We're gonna start the show right now. This is my favorite part. Ready in 5, 4, 3, 2. Hey, this is Angel, and I am one of the instructors for the in-studio production. Here at Bronxnet, we offer classes that can help you elevate, expand, and start your television career. All you have to do is sign up at bronxnet.org/education. For the past 7 years, I have been in various productions, spanning from talk shows, independent films, news reports, art displays, teachings, musical performances, and many more. Ain't that right, Angel? Yeah, you're absolutely right, Angel. There are a lot of creative individuals that we're just waiting to sign up for the class. And if I may, can I also express that? Thank you, Angel. That's all the time we have left. Visit bronxnet.org/education and become a producer by taking the course. The class I offer is also in English, en español y también bilingüe. Nos vemos en la próxima clase.
There's a new channel to explore, and it's bringing the classics back to life. During the day, relive the Bronxnet originals that sparked conversations and built community. At night, dive into the hip-hop throwbacks that defined the generation. One destination, two powerful lineups. Now playing on Optimum Channel 952, Fios 2138, and streaming at bronxnet.tv. BX Legacy, where history meets the moment.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. So today's Open artist is the CEO of the Rose Garden Events, a creative platform dedicated to uplifting poets and storytellers. She's also a host at the legendary New York Poets Cafe and is a 2023 Brooklyn Grand Slam champion. She performs on major stages across the nation and leads transformative writing workshops at schools, libraries, Rikers Island, and international venues. And her debut book and spoken word album, Pieces of My Crumbled Thoughts, manifests her mission to empower others to reclaim their stories. Everyone, please welcome back to Open international spoken word artist, educator, and published author, Jrose. Hello. Hi. I know. Yeah, well, you know, we got to introduce them to you. We've been following your career for quite some years, yes. And I got to say, on a personal level, I am so proud of you.
Thank you so much. That means a lot. Thank you.
Yeah, you know, the last time we had you on, we were talking about all this work that you do going into the to Rikers Island,
yes.
you know, into dealing with incarcerated individuals, and you were very honest about the kind of energy that you're actually moving, and then the fulfillment that you walk away with, knowing that you're sprinkling some of that sunshine into these individuals' lives, and now you've expanded on that.
I have. I have. I'm
in a
still
big
going
way.
there.
I know, I get it, but now you've got this garden, the Rose Garden events. So, all right, I don't even know where to begin, but I do want to start there because I know that you go and you travel, and I know you travel extensively. You just did another, like, a retreat of some sort where you taught writing, or right?
Yeah, in Costa Rica. It was it was an international teaching artist residency through the U.S. Embassy. Did this cultural exchange program and brought out myself and a few other poets to go and teach spoken word, and also like public speaking. That really was like the main thing, but through the art of spoken word. And we were there, we taught some people how to write, and we did a big show at the end, and everybody shared their pieces, and there were people there that never been on stage before, and it was just so beautiful to see people find their voices. And it really challenged me with my Spanish, because a lot of the classes were in Spanish mostly, and English, but
Nice. So I wanted to open up with that because, again, we talked about all of these other places that you visit on a regular basis, and the fact that you've dedicated your life to not only the spoken word, but also making sure that you're helping people along the way, and sometimes that can't, you know, I would imagine it isn't always a pleasant experience, right, to see somebody else's reality.
Yes, it's hard.
But then you went to Costa Rica.
Yes.
Right? No, I don't want to go there. I don't want to go there. I want to stay in Costa Rica because it's like, look at that. Right? That's you putting the cookie into the jar, and the universe saying, hey, you know what? We're going to give you this wonderful like work vacay, and where you're going to develop in the process, and now you're going to also enhance your Spanish while being in this beautiful this beautiful island and this beautiful weather.
It was beautiful. It also, like, I remember sitting by the pool and before class one day and thinking to myself that if like the younger version of myself like saw me, she would think that I'm so cool. And it actually sparked this whole new poem that I wrote about talking to younger versions of myself. And it was just, I never thought that writing would take me there or anywhere. Like, I never thought, I had no idea. And I just followed my heart and my spirit, and here I am.
And so now we're looking at you teaching, I guess, workshops.
Yes.
And I do want to talk a little bit about the Rose Garden events, because this is your event organization, company that, from what I learned, started as an open mic, and now you've expanded on that already.
Yeah, we started doing open mics. It was more of just creating space for artists to have somewhere to share their work and express themselves. And then it just started to evolve into showcases and art exhibitions and annual like red carpet events. So now it's just turned into a I don't even know, like a bully,
like a collective,
like a collective.
Yeah.
And you know, we've provided opportunities for a lot of artists, but a big thing about the Rose Garden is that I try to create not just spaces for people to express themselves, but a place where artists can also get paid for their work. I take a lot of pride in making sure that, you know, we provide paid opportunities for artists to do their thing, because we deserve to be paid, especially poets. You know, a lot of poets get overlooked. You know, they get thrown into the mix and no one really considers like, oh, we should pay them for their time.
Right.
So that's something that's really important to me and the Rose Garden as an organization.
And the reason I opened up with that is because I want to lead into your book, which you mentioned was a collaboration with an artist who's also part of the Rose Garden.
Oh, yeah, he's a poet. Yeah, he did, shout out to Bless the Child. He designed the cover of the book, and I love the cover. I love the cover too.
He
nailed it. I gave him like a few sentences and like that was it. Ate it up.
Yeah, look, and we're looking at it digitally, and yes, there's a lot of layers going on in there, and I know the book was also converted into an album too.
Yes, there's poems from the book that were recorded on an album. I released the album the same year, and the album was also submitted for Grammy consideration the year that I released it. Yeah, I didn't get nominated, but just being able to put my work out there in that way was like already a huge step for me, because I was like, what? I was able, with the album, I collaborated with various musicians, local musicians, a lot of my friends, and so there's a musical element to the album as well. And the book has QR codes in it, so you can scan and listen to the album while you read.
From the book?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so whatever poem in the book that's on the album, you can scan and listen. Yeah.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
Technology.
Yes, technology, and also you're stimulating the senses.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
it's a little
beautiful.
bit of everything, you know?
Yeah, I mean, I wish we could go into more detail and experience it, but you know what? We're going to experience you aquí.
Yes.
En vivo. Live on our
live.
Open Artist Stage. What are you going to be
4K.
presenting for us today?
I'm sharing a poem titled Masterpiece. It's a poem that I actually went back to school last year. I'm working on getting my MFA in creative writing. And it was an assignment for one of my classes. It was a creative writing class that I was taking. And we had to write a poem inspired by a painting. So I selected a painting by Salvador Dali titled The Burning Giraffe. And I wrote this poem, Masterpiece, inspired by the painting. So, and then I turned it into a single and I released it with music, and yeah.
And that's what it's about.
My homework became like something that
your new masterpiece.
Yeah, for sure.
How apropos.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh, and we're gonna get a taste of it.
Absolutely.
All right, Jrose, everybody.
Thank you.
All right, stay tuned, because when we return, Jrose is going to perform Masterpiece, and you don't want to miss it.
What's up, creative family? Discover your voice with Bronxnet community media classes. Are you ready to bring your ideas to life? At Bronxnet, we offer television production classes for community members ages 18 and over, empowering you to share your vision with the world. Get certified in field production, in-studio production, and our new exciting addition, podcast production. Once certified, you can create your own show to air on one of our 6 TV channels. It all starts with our free Unleash Your Ideas Masterclass, designed to help you plan your show idea and set you up for success on your production journey. This class is offered at the beginning of each month for your convenience. Our dedicated Bronxnet team is here to support, encourage, and uplift you every step of the way. Join us and become a part of the creative force that engages and inspires the Bronx community and beyond. Sign up today and start your media journey with Bronxnet. Visit bronxnet.org/education to learn more and register. Let's create something amazing together.
Only 57% of New York City high school students are college ready by their senior year. 55% of high school graduates either have no plans to attend college or are uncertain that they will ever attend. 34% of young adults don't go to college because they can't afford it. Discover what's possible. Bronxnet's education programs, internships, and opportunities help engage and inspire Bronx youth and beyond to pursue their passions. Be a part of the Bronxnet family. Whether you're interested in our shows, joining a class, or donating to support our mission, visit bronxnet.org to learn more.
Welcome back here now to perform Masterpiece. Let's give it up for Jrose.
They call her a collector of secrets. How she curates pain for her personal museum of trauma. Artifacts of anger stay archived in her anatomy. Concealing confessions in compartments all over her contorted body of work, each drawer containing a different fight, each battle sculpted from a different plight. Scarred murals cascade across her thick skin because her past has a twisted way of staining glass surfaces, and she was never good at wiping off sorrow with grace. They call her a gallery of grief. How she hangs installations of melted time framed in weeping willow wood, leads guided tours through the halls of her triggers, exhibits them to anyone that will give her the time of day, the attention, paints a canvas of false validation, but there's no elephant in the room to address here. Instead, a burning giraffe lurking in the distance, a dream once reached for bursting into flames unnoticed, until she smells smoldering footprints left across the atrium. Inside her chest, a hollow heart burns, sending smoke signals with no cause for alarm. They call her a hoarder of rejection. How she bears the bitter burden of abandonment like the scent of a woman, rips relic ribs out of cage like Adam, builds them up as reinforcement for her ever backwards bending backbone, because it's the only way she can brace herself for the crushing consequences of carrying so much tapestry inside her bones. It hurts to feel so much, yet aches even more to be so numb. But when she looks at her collection of chaos, feels the caress of the twilight textured sky, she remembers she is a masterpiece. Thank you.
Yes! Masterpiece! Yes! Jrose, everyone! Once again, Pieces of My Crumbled Thoughts is available on all streaming platforms, and the book can be found on Amazon. You can also follow Jrose on Instagram at my_crumble_thoughts. And for more information about the Rose Garden events, you can go to rosegardenevents.com. That is our show today, mi gente. Thanks to all our guests for coming through, to you, our viewers, for tuning in. If you missed any part of the show, you can check out this episode throughout the weekend, 24 hours a day at Bronxnet.tv. I'm Rhina Valentin, and from all of us here at Open, may the universe provide paz, prosperity, y amor. Thank you for that. Yay! Woo! Look at these fish.